In this video, I'll show you how to use the relation and rollup functions in Notion. These functions are helpful for connecting and summarizing information from your databases. Hello, I am Tatiana and welcome to Organize with Notion. Imagine you have two databases that have related data. For example, one database may have customer information and the other database has order details. This video will show you how to create connections between these databases and summarize information using rollups. A relation is a connection between two databases, which makes Notion very powerful. For example, let's link the projects database to the tasks database. To create the relation, click on the plus in the projects database and add a new property. Look for the relation type. Next, choose the database you want to relate to. Recently used databases will be displayed, but you can use the search function to find the desired database. If you have multiple databases with the same name, verify the correct one by checking its path. In the limit field, you can choose to restrict the number of relationships you can connect. The default is no limit, but you can set it to one page. This limitation is useful for data such as responsible, where you may want to restrict it to only one person responsible for a task or project. Next, you can enable or disable the option to show the relationship in the target database. By default, this option is disabled, but there may be cases where you don't want to display the created relationship. In our example, I want to show the project in the tasks database, so I will enable the Show in Tasks option. If you have any questions, you can hover over the question mark icon next to it for more information. Just below, you will see a preview of how the databases will be connected. Now, simply click on Add Relation. To add tasks to a project, simply click on the property and choose the desired task by clicking on the plus sign. To remove a task, click on the minus sign. You can also perform these actions from the task database. By clicking on Projects, all registered projects will be displayed. You can choose the project in the same way as before, by clicking on the plus and sign. In addition to the task name, you can display other properties that will help you choose the correct task. When clicking on the relationship, click on the three dots and choose which properties you want to display next to the name. In this case, I have chosen the due date property to be displayed next to the name. If you can't find the item you want to relate to, you can create it at that moment. For the Develop Website project, I noticed that a task for performing tests is missing. To create it, click on the task property and start typing its name. Then click on the plus at the bottom of the window. The relationship is now created, and you can add other information such as the responsible person and deadline at a later time. You can also relate tasks and projects through the database page. Here, I will open the page of the product launch project. Click on the task property and choose which tasks you want to relate to this project. If you like, you can modify how tasks are displayed on the database page. Simply click on the 6 dots next to the tasks relationship and select Show As. By default, they are displayed as a property, which opens a new window for selecting the desired tasks. In the As Page section option, tasks are shown under the other properties. To create a new page, click on the plus or New Page. To search for an existing task, click on the magnifying glass and enter its name in the text box. Finally, you can choose the Show As minimum option. Here, you will find a link that shows the number of tasks and the name of the database. To see the tasks related to the project, just click on the link. To connect different databases, you can also create relationships within a single database. For example, if you have a main task and several subtasks, you can achieve this by using self-relationships. To accomplish this, create a relation property and update the name if needed. Choose the database you are using, which can be identified by the icon next to its name. Next, click on Add Relation. The available options displayed as subtasks will be tasks within the same database. Rollups are an easy and powerful way to get data from related databases. For example, you can have a customer database and know the total spent per customer in a certain period, or you can keep a habits journal in Notion and want to know how many times you exercised in the last week. When we talk about projects and tasks, we can gather information like the total number of tasks and the number of tasks that have been completed. In the projects database, I will click on the plus and search for Rollup. I will change the name to number of tasks. In relation, I will choose the relation we created earlier with the tasks database. In property, you can choose which property to use for the calculation. Here we can leave it as a task. And in calculate, I will choose the option count all. This way, I can see the total number of tasks related to that project. Another interesting fact about tasks is the number of tasks that have been completed. To track this, I will create a new rollup property called completed. In the related field, I will select tasks. In property, I will choose the property done. This is the property that should be marked when the task is completed. In calculate, I will choose the option checked to count the tasks that have already been completed. Once a task is marked as completed, the overall progress is updated automatically. I still have a total of 4 tasks, but I have completed 1 task. If you want to display a percentage of completed tasks relative to the total, use %checked. The values will be changed whenever a task is marked as done or a new task is related to the project. To display the remaining tasks, follow the same process. However, this time, select the unchecked option in the Calculate section. And is it possible to create a rollup of a rollup? The answer is no. The reason is explained in Notion's documentation, which states that this could cause unintended loops. Using Notion, you can easily connect and summarize information by using relations and rollups. I hope this video has been helpful to you, and I'll see you next time.